Today on The Political Insider, we bring you the most predictable news of 2025. And that is that the ANC have managed to stall the Mlanga Commission of Inquiry into the allegations made by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi nearly 2 months ago into political complicity with organised crime. What a surprise. Do you remember when our president rushed back from Brazil because it was such an urgent issue that it took him 7 days to get back, and then he started his media briefing an hour and a half late because it was so important to say to the country, I am dealing with these allegations, taking them very seriously. What am I going to do? I'm going to start a commission of inquiry. And don't worry, this one's going to be really quick. You'll have your answers in a year. Remember that? We all got so excited to see all of this action. Of course, being rather sarcastic because we immediately identify this straight out of the ANC playbook, where you take an important issue where somebody should be going to jail, and instead you create a commission of inquiry. It takes forever. A file comes, a whole book comes out, it sits there, and I presume there's a whole office in the union buildings where all the Commission of Inquiry books and documents sit, and nobody does anything about it. There's a key and they throw it away. But they've managed to do it again. Right? We have got a real live advocate, Mlanga, who's meant to run this thing. And then what happens? We have a press conference where one of our president's favorite underlings, Mamaloko Kubai, who's a minister in the presidency. It even pains me to say that. In other words, she's just really a secretary of the president. She drew the short straw. I presume that what they have is like a raffle inside the ANC to say, okay, who's going to be the person that says to the nation, oh, sorry, guys, we stuffed up again. Well, and this time it was Minister Kubai's turn to get the short straw, and she had to go out there and look very, contrite about the fact that the Commission of Inquiry is not going to start on the 1st of September, as we had hoped it was going to do. And then, of course, in true ANC fashion, they threw a couple of civil servants under the bus, blaming some underlings for not doing their work. In this case, we've got the Deputy Director General of IT Services, Jabu Flatswayo, plus the Director General in the Ministry of Justice, Advocate Doc Mashubani. I'm not sure if the Doc is also a qualification or if it's a nickname. It sounds like something out of a cartoon, but anyways, Advocate Doc Mashubani. And apparently these were the guys that didn't do their job. The minister, of course, doesn't say what part of their job they didn't do. The minister doesn't say whether these guys were actually being complicit, whether they look like they may be working, surreptitiously to kill off this commission of inquiry. Nothing. All that the minister says is that it's these two guys. So we're suspending them. Not firing them, suspending them. Now, I don't know about your business, but I know if somebody doesn't do their job, you generally fire them. But no, now we've got to suspend them on full pay. So they're going to join the police minister, the Gauteng Hawks head. These guys are all sitting at home getting paid by you and I, tax money, while this commission of inquiry doesn't happen. You've got to say it's brilliant. They kind of make this sort of crazy claim that it's because resources weren't ready, stuff that they needed. But they said, never worry. 25 laptops have been procured and they're being configured. And cell phones have been delivered to commissioners. Now, sorry to bring this up again. I don't know of too many people that would occupy those positions that don't have laptops and don't have cell phones. I presume this is all sort of a secret and, this is stuff, I don't know, Mission Impossible stuff. Equipment that's got the special encryption so that nobody else could ever use it. Really? We're talking about criminal syndicates. They probably delivered the laptops. They probably, MTN, they got a straight line into Iran. What is it? Who is it that we're talking about? What are we trying to protect ourselves from? But the bottom line is it's a handy excuse. You can blame IT. We've all done it at some point or another. Did you do that report? Oh, I would love to, but my computer crashed. Now, you can do that. The dog ate my homework. This is the ANC at work. The thing that I find most amazing about this is that obviously, quite clearly, this follows on the back of a parliamentary ad hoc committee spending their first meetings talking about the terms of reference. Basically, this is like you get a new book and you spend 2 days arguing about whether, the outline of the book is okay or the cover when you're meant to be reading the book. How much more of this are we going to take? Well, quite clearly, there are people that are very comfortable with this. And there's 2 particular organizations that are extremely comfortable with this non-action, and that is the ANC. We understand why, because this is the ANC investigating the ANC, so they got nothing to gain by this. But where's the DA? Dead silent. Glynis Breitenbach got a lot to say. But now that the government's given a very important commission of inquiry the ultimate slap in the face, given justice to South Africans the absolute kick in the face, nothing. These people are running drug syndicates. Our children are dying taking those drugs that politicians are making money out of. This is the issue at hand. We've already seen Kat Molefe had 10 phone calls with then Police Minister Becky Cele. This is what it's about. This is criminals getting away with crime. He murdered people on the back of his connections with the police minister. This is what is to be investigated. There's no other way to put it, right? This is criminality being done by elected officials, by people that drive around with blue light protection services. Your and my tax money. They're people that are paid millions of rand, but they're not happy with that. They need to steal money as well. And kill people. Kill citizens. Nothing. No word from the ANC, no word from the Democratic Alliance, no word from Mr. Abu Hambe at the Patriotic Alliance, not word from the Freedom Front, nothing. None of those parties have had anything to say. What is the point, really, of the government of national unity if this blatant travesty of justice gets no rebuke from the government of national unity? What is the point of it? South Africa, this is terrible. We are not going to let them get away with it on the Political Insider. Stay tuned to this channel. Subscribe. We'll see you again soon.